What's up guys, SkittleRampage here. So it does look like NYCC Funko Pop leaks for 2023 are now upon us. There's definitely some pretty crazy stuff here. So let's check it out. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. So today we're going over NYCC Pop leaks. Yes, SDCC is done. We are now moving on to the second biggest con of the year for Funko. Now with that being said, we do have our question of the day, which is related to the video topic, and that is, what would you guys like to see from Funko for NYCC this year? Drop a comment down below. Personally for me, I would love to see a Code Geass Lelouch exclusive, or maybe a 2-pack with C2. That would be amazing, but slim chances. Now before we get started, here's a quick things to answer some questions about NYCC really quickly. When is it taking place? It is taking place October 12th through 15th this year. Now as to when Funko is going to do official announcements, it is usually about a month before, but as you saw for SDCC, they were very late to announcements, so it could possibly even be 2 weeks before if they do the same kind of timeline. Now every year I do an NYCC guide video telling you everything you need to know, so look forward to that. I'll pretty much answer the rest of your questions there when we have more information. There's pretty much next to no information known about NYCC for Funko so far. So all I'll ask is just have some patience. Once I get the answers for you guys, I will update as soon as possible. So these leaks are going to be shared over from Funkoinfo and TheScarletJoker on Instagram, so again, thank you so much to them for sharing these. Now as a reminder, I do want to let you guys know that these are leaks / rumors right now. Until Funko officially announces everything, anything can change, anything can be canceled, anything can be delayed, so just keep that in mind when looking at all of these pops that I'm about to talk about. Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump into things. So let's start off with Marvel and DC, just because we have very few of those. So first up for Marvel here, we do have the Goblin Queen, which is definitely an interesting choice. I'm kind of curious to see how that turns out. We also have the High Evolutionary from Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I'm just like, that might be a cool pop, to be honest. He was a very good villain in that movie, like very, very convincing. He really made you hate him at the same time too. So overall, just a fantastic performance for that villain and that actor. Now, the only thing I'm worried about is that not a lot of people would want to buy his pop because they really hate him. Now, our final Marvel pop that we could see is a classic Captain America. Not that we don't have enough Captain America pops, especially in his classic outfit, but I'm kind of curious to see how this one turns out. Now moving on to DC, we do have a big Barda there, another one that I'm very curious to see how the mold turns out. Also another Harley Quinn pop. Again, another character that we have several of. I really like when they do these new characters like they've been doing for the Justice League line, for example. Like for SDCC, we got Trigon, as well as we got, I feel like we got one other one. We got The Question, I think that was from the Justice League line, and then also from DC we got like Talia al Ghul, so definitely some really great picks for SDCC, but this year, like Big Barda's really cool, and then Harley Quinn's just kind of like, eh, and then the last one is a Batgirl comic cover. Now, that one I think is very likely to be coming just because it's been rumored for a while now, and we even saw it on vendor sheets, but it looks like it's possible that it was changed to an exclusive for Comic-Con last minute. Anyways, though, with DC and Marvel, I think there's a couple cool picks here, but nothing too overwhelmingly like, whoa, you know? I think they could definitely step it up a little bit, and hopefully they do and surprise us with something nice. Now, next up, we do have a possible Looney Tunes and Wizarding World collab set of pops coming, and that does include Bugs Bunny, Lola Bunny, Porky Pig, and Sylvester Cat. Now, it is confirmed that we are getting these pops because we've already seen Porky Pig amongst other pops that were leaked a while back, and here's a quick image of it, but as far as it being fully confirmed for NYCC, we'll see what happens, but definitely sounds like something Funko would do. I do have to say, it's definitely interesting that Warner Bros. And Funko have been kind of collabing so many characters together, because like the recent one, right before this one, was the Looney Tunes x Scooby-Doo collab, and while it was very interesting, I'm just curious as to why they are meshing so many of their characters together for collabs like this. I don't know, it's very, very, very unique, I would say. Next, for Pop Games, we do have two new things. So we do have Dungeons & Dragons LOL, I think that's how you say that? I don't know, but definitely a crazy looking pop if they do make it, as well as Soldier 76 from Overwatch 2 there. Kind of curious to see what skin they end up using if this one does come. I was kind of hoping for another Ash or Sombra, or maybe even another Orisa pop. Now also for Pop Games, we have two new Pokemon pops, and that does include 10-inch versions of Arceus and Dialga there. Now, Dialga was actually rumored for SDCC just a couple months ago, ended up not coming true for SDCC, Possible it was maybe pushed to this event, or maybe it's not coming all together. We'll see what happens come NYCC Day. Now, Arceus is definitely an interesting one because this one was actually originally supposed to come, and then it was canceled. I think it was supposed to be like an exclusive or have like a chase variation, something like that. But yes, I do remember this one was supposed to be coming, got canceled, and then never heard anything about it. And I figured it wasn't even worth mentioning if it was canceled, you know. But still, definitely a very interesting one if we do end up getting either one of these. And if they end up coming, I do love the fact that they might make them 10-inch pops right out the gate. I think that's perfect because these are huge Pokemon. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and move on to the anime selections that we could see this year. Now, first up, surprisingly enough, Bleach here, and that's just an Yugioh pop. It was very vague. It could be anything, to be honest. Now, what's very interesting about this, though, is that we're not supposed to see the Bleach wave until April of next year in 2024. So I am a little hesitant on this one as to if we will see it, but then again, anything can happen. Because originally we were supposed to see Bleach in January, but it was pushed until April just recently. So maybe they just had an exclusive lined up already and the rest of the set is kind of delayed. We'll see what happens. Now, since it just said Yugioh, here are my choices as to what we could maybe see. We do have Final Getsuga, which is Mugetsu Yugioh here. That would look so insane. Like I'm telling you guys, that Yugioh would just be so perfect as a Funko Pop. And it would kind of follow suit, like I was talking to my one of my mods, Brian, in the Facebook group. He was saying they've slowly made each variation and form of Yugioh, and the recent one was Vasto Lorde, so it's very possible we could get Final Getsuga. Now, my other selection was Yugioh right before that Final Getsuga, where I like to call him Chad Yugioh there. That would also be a fantastic look for him in pop form. And then lastly, just a regular Yugioh, because again, it just said Yugioh, so it could really be anything. Now, those are my guesses as to what Yugioh could be if he ends up coming. Let me know down below what you guys think it might be. Now, next up, we do have One Piece here, and it just said Monkey D. Luffy. Again, just like Yugioh, could be anything. Now, my choices for Luffy would be his bounty poster, just because we got recently Ace and Roger, and I decided to choose his 400 million berry bounty just because that's the one right during like time skip, or right around when time skip begins, I believe. So I feel like since they made Whitebeard recently, maybe they're kind of like staying in that era, but at the same time, they also seem to be on a Wano kick, given we're getting a lot of Wano characters and Wano versions of the Straw Hats as commons pretty soon here, right in October. So maybe it's a Wano version of Luffy, and on the right there, those are my two versions of Luffy that it could maybe be. Now, my only hesitancy with the Luffy bounty poster coming for NYCC is the fact that they kind of seem to have made two characters so far, which is Gold Roger and Ace, with their final bounties. So, is it possible that they're only trying to make characters right now that, you know, have their final bounties and not continuing bounties, or, you know, you get what I'm trying to say there. So, we'll kind of see what happens with that, but it is still very possible we could see Luffy with his bounty poster. I think that would be very popular. I don't know, though. Let me know down below your guesses for Luffy this year if it does come. Next up for Naruto, we do have a possible Sasuke soda there that will have a chase variation. Now, on the right there, I chose two variations of Sasuke Pops that they will most likely choose from in terms of translating it to that Funko Soda form, most likely with the Sharingan and the Rinnegan, or just a regular Sasuke, maybe with Sharingan eyes in the chase, kind of like they did Kakashi recently. Now, a Sasuke Soda has been rumored for a while now, so I would not be surprised if they do make this one a Comic-Con exclusive, but I don't think we've really gotten any anime Comic-Con exclusive sodas yet, unless I'm missing something, so this one will definitely be interesting. Next up for Yu-Gi-Oh, we do have another Dark Magician Girl possibly coming. So, this one just said Dark Magician Girl, so again, this could be anything. I have no guesses, to be honest, as to what this one could look like. What would be really awesome is if we got this character, and that is the Magician of Black Chaos. I think that would look so beautiful as a pop. I recently saw the fig pin that they made not too long ago, and I was like, oh, I hope Funko makes that in the future. Next, for Inuyasha fans, we do have two new possible exclusives, and that is Inuyasha himself as well as Shippo there. Now, as to what these could be, honestly, no idea for Inuyasha. Shippo is probably just a individual pop of that character, given the only one we have is where he is riding Kilala. So definitely a cool one. I know a lot of people really like that character. I know Bailey definitely likes Inuyasha, and she has most of the set, and she would probably be very excited about these versus me. Never really cared for the anime. But for fans of Inuyasha, let me know if you're excited for 2 possible exclusives. Now our final set of anime characters that we could see as pops is this 2-pack from Demon Slayer, and that is Sabito and Makomo. Now, very possible that we could just see them with their masks on, or her mask to the side and Sabito's mask on. I don't know why they didn't originally do that with the commons, but we already got them as common characters. Now as a possible exclusive 2-pack. Definitely sounds like something Funko would do, so I would not be surprised. I just didn't really want another Demon Slayer 2-pack, you know? And this makes basically the commons effectively useless, I feel like, because they could have easily made a Sabito chase and common, and they just didn't. Maybe they were just waiting for this NYCC 2-pack. We'll see in about a month and a half, but definitely very interesting here. I kind of hope this one doesn't come, but it would be better variations of the characters, so I kind of like it at the same time. Okay, so moving on from anime, we do have the NYCC Pizza Rat coming as another pop. So this is their mascot, basically, so we usually get one of these every single year. Next, for McDonald's fans, this is definitely an interesting one here. So we do actually have the McDonald's McNuggets with the Halloween pails here. So the image reference is basically just the McDonald's Halloween pails, but it's basically going to be little nugget characters holding those pails. Next, for Disney, we do have a couple choices here. We do have Darkwing Duck, Sandy Claus from Nightmare Before Christmas, and Tinkerbell there from the recent movie that they did on Disney+. I do have to say, just like DC and Marvel, not looking too strong for Disney. I hope they really surprise us this year. Next, for Star Trek and Star Wars fans, we do have Geordi, I think that's how you say his name, from Star Trek, and Darth Maul from Star Wars. We've had a few Darth Maul pops, so I don't know what they're really going to do here, to be honest. Like, we have a lot of Darth Maul pops, so they definitely are going to have to, like, pull something crazy out. And as far as the Star Trek character, I really didn't watch a lot of Star Trek, so don't know too much about them, but if you're excited for the character, let me know in the comments. Next, for pop music, we do have a new Run DMC pop coming. Now, as to if it's going to be all 3 members, or maybe 1 solo member, we don't know that. But certainly an interesting choice. I remember a lot of these pops kind of sitting on the shelves for a while. Next up for horror, we do have 2 choices here that we could see, and that's the Insidious Key Demon. Definitely a creepy little choice they chose there, and as well as the Vampire Chronicles Armin. Moving on to a couple animation choices, from the newest TMNT Mutant Mayhem movie, we do have Ray there. Now we also had a new Care Bear No Heart possibly coming, and a new Garfield there. I will say, we have very few Garfield pops. I thought we would have a lot more when I was searching them up. Next, for pop movies and TV shows, for Doctor Who, we possibly have the 14th Doctor coming. We also have Wonka from the new Willy Wonka movie. Toxic Avenger there. Never even knew that was a thing, so I was looking at that last night and I was like, huh. Is that kind of some kind of like Captain America kind of relation or something like that? I don't know, it's just kind of funny to see. I've never heard of this prior to this pop. And I think that's also something really good about Funko, is that they introduce us to so much new stuff. Anyways, though, the last one here would be Steve Urkel there, and they recently just did a bunch of Family Matters pops, and Steve Urkel's a very popular and beloved character, so I wouldn't be surprised that we got a con exclusive of him. Next up, a couple miscellaneous items. We do have Roy Kindle there from the show Succession, as well as James Harden there from the NBA. Now, our last set of items that we could see are some Funko sodas, and we do have a Mork from Mork and Mindy. We also have Top Cat, Casper the Ghost, Lord Zed from Power Rangers, Sandy Claus from NBC, as well as Alan and Edward Frog from The Lost Boys. So at the moment, guys, that is the rumor list for NYCC 2023. Definitely some really cool stuff here. Gotta say, I'm excited for most of the anime. Definitely the Yugioh from Bleach, if he does come. Demon Slayer 2-pack, I'm so on. I gotta kind of see that one. The Sasuke soda, I kind of want to collect all the anime sodas now, so I might pick up 1 or 2 if it does come. Definitely the Luffy, if it's his bounty poster, that would be really awesome, or a Wano version of Luffy updated, that would be really cool. Dark Magician Girl, just because maybe it might be a better variation of the older one. Inuyasha, probably going to pass on. And then I feel like I'm missing something. Oh! Well, I'll probably pass on the 10-inch Dialga and Arceus just because I don't really collect a lot of 10-inch pops, but those are definitely interesting choices. Now, the only other thing I could maybe see myself getting is the Soldier 76. Other than that, not really too much else I want. Just a couple things from anime. I will say, this year, I don't feel like it's the strongest choices in multiple categories, especially for Disney, DC, and Marvel, which is very surprising because those are some of their most popular licenses, but I'm also not surprised at the same time that they're showing so much love to anime, just because it sells very, very well for them. And I get it, a lot of people are very tired of seeing anime pops, but unfortunately they're just going to do what sells the best for them. Overall, guys, out of everything we just went over, let me know what you guys are most excited about, or if there's nothing on this list that you need. Okay, so I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that like button down below if you did enjoy, and subscribe and click that notification bell if you're new here. I'm gonna go ahead and end off this video by saying a big shout out to all the wonderful Patreon supporters of the channel. You guys rock for supporting myself and the channel. If you guys are interested and want to check it out, we do have a Patreon-only Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. And finally, make sure to be following me on all my social medias at SkittleRampage over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page so you can stay up to date. All right, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.